Randall David, and on this video, we're going to be discussing the importance of establishing a team to grow your Airbnb business. But before we go into the actual team itself, let me just address why I think it's important to have a good, solid team that fits your culture. I'm going to use the analogy or the example of sports, right? The New England Patriots, or Bill Belichick to be specific, he really understands how important it is to have individuals that buy into his culture, right? Into his plan, his scheme that he's trying to create. He doesn't necessarily have the best positioned players, but he has players that work well together and buy into what he is selling, right? And that's why it's important that when you pick your team or you start establishing your team, that they buy into your specific culture. So before you start creating this team, you have to do two things, right? Number one, you have to identify what your vision is and what type of culture you want to create within your vision or within your team. So once you do that, then you can start creating the personnel that you need to grow your business. So the first one we're going to talk about, which is the most important group of people in your team that's going to either make or break your business, and it's going to be your cleaners. I mentioned this multiple times before on other videos. Your cleaners are critical, right? Now you're going to have two options with cleaners. You can either hire within, meaning that there are your employees, or you can contract the work out, right? I prefer contracting the work out or creating a separate cleaning company and then using that cleaning company for your business. But the reason why I prefer that versus an employee is because I don't like to deal with HR stuff, right? So, and on top of that, I don't want to be the person being responsible to train the individual. So I like to contract, but you have the option to either hire an employee, which in some cases can be cheaper, or contract that work out. Number two, the maintenance person. Now, it does, in my opinion, it doesn't matter whether you are renting or following the rental arbitrage for Airbnb, or you own. You still want to hire a good, solid maintenance person, or at least have one in your Rolodex that you can call at a moment's notice to fix any issues that come up. As you know, in this business, speed is important, and you want to get people in and out. And if you have an issue, for example, if you have a checkout and your cleaners tells you there's an issue within the property, you only have a few hours to get that ready for the next check-in. So having one within your team is extremely important. Number three is having a very good, solid number two. Now you can call that number two person your assistant, your manager, I don't give a crap, but you need a good number two person. If you really want to scale your business, you want to have someone that's going to complement you or supplement you in the areas where you're weak at. I'm one of those people that are firm believer that you should focus at what you're good at, and what you suck at, give it to somebody else, someone that's better than you in that area, and let them handle it, right? So having a really good number two is important. Number three is having a bookkeeper that specializes in short-term rentals. This is important, and I'm going to use this example because I get this all the time in my business. I receive a lot of inquiries and I get a lot of new clients because they first start off hiring property managers that are residential managers and have no experience in vacation rentals. You have to understand there are two separate entities, right? A residential property manager, and when you're managing a long-term residence, it's not the same than managing a vacation rental. Same thing with a bookkeeper. Not all bookkeepers are the same. If they have no experience or have no knowledge in the vacation rental world or the short-term rentals, then they're not going to be the best person for your team, right? They can learn it, but they're going to be making mistakes. I'd rather hire someone that already understands the business so they're not learning on my dime, right? So a good bookkeeper that understands short-term rentals is important to have on your team. Number 5 is only going to apply if you own. Because if you don't own, your landlord should already have this on your team. And if they don't, you need to get them, right? Number 1, pest control. You have a very good, solid pest control company to make sure that you have no issues in that area on your properties. And then number 2, a good, solid landscaping company. If you're going to grow, if you want to scale, if you want to take your business to another level, these 2 are important, and here's why. They're going to, at the end of the day, they're going to help you scale, but they also can help you save money, because the more properties you have under management, or the more properties you own, right, the cheaper this stuff is. If you get one company to clean or to cut one house, they're going to charge you their standard rate. If you give that company 10, 15, 20, 30 properties, they will give you a discount for that contract. So you will, at the end of the day, save money, put more money in your pocket. So this is your team. This is what you should be striving for if you want to expand. Hopefully this information is useful. If you have any questions, please comment below. If you like what you're seeing, subscribe, like, share, and follow us on Instagram.